Wild Angelica, 1889. Gallen-Kallella's painting of a wild angelica plant reflects Finnish summer landscapes, blending modern art influences and Japanese scroll composition with French naturalism. Boy with a Crow, 1884. Boats on the Shore, 1884. First Lesson, 1887 to 1889. Imatra in Winter, 1893. In 1893, the Vuoksi River's rapids at Imatra were illuminated for a public event, drawing artists and journalists. Gallen-Kallella's depiction of the spectacle, set against a Finnish landmark, symbolized the nation's yearning for independence from Russian rule. The Great Black Woodpecker, 1892 to 1894. Gallen-Kallella's 1892 painting of a woodpecker symbolizes his desire for solitude and escape from city life to find artistic freedom in nature. Old Woman with a Cat, 1885. Gallen-Kallella's painting Autumn, later Old Woman with a Cat, depicts a worn Finnish shepherdess, reflecting his focus on realistic rural life. It was successful at the Paris Salon in 1886 and the 1900 Exposition Universelle. Ex Libris for Mary and Akseli Gallen, 1895. Inspiration, 1896. The Dark Veil of Winter, 1897. Kalevala in Winter, 1897. Portrait of the Artist's Wife, 1893. Gallen-Kallela depicts his wife, Mary, in nature, blending her dress with the surroundings. Her silver wedding bracelet appears in later works. The couple spent 1893 in Vemmersalmi searching for a studio location, later finding one at Lake Ruovesi. In 1894 to 1895, Akseli Gallen-Kallela built his dream studio, Kalevala, by Lake Ruovesi. It became the heart of his life and work, where he and his wife, Mary, started a family. Inspired by Finnish folk art and international trends, they designed the house together. Kalevala also marked the beginning of Gallen-Kallella's work in multiple media, including textile and furniture designs for the 1900 Paris Exposition. The Tree of Knowledge, 1897 to 1899. Mary weaving in Kalevala, 1597. Gallen-Kallella's wife, Mary, is sitting on the veranda, weaving a cushion cover based on her husband's design. From an upper-middle-class family, She was a trained pianist and a skilled handcrafter, helping Akseli with various textile and furniture designs. Their home was an artistic utopia where art and life blended seamlessly. Cushion 1897. Design: Akseli Gallen-Kallela. Execution: Mary Gallen-Kallela. Flower of Death 1895. Gallen-Kallella's woodcut depicts a girl mourning a flower, symbolizing his grief over his daughter Impi Marjata's death. Inspired by European and East Asian printmaking, he began experimenting with woodcuts in Kalevala, gaining international acclaim. Death and the Flower 1896. The Forging of the Sampo 1893. In the Kalevala, an epic poem reflecting Finnish mythology and folklore, the Sampo is a magical object that brings wealth and fortune. Gallen-Kallela depicted the blacksmith Ilmarinen forging the Sampo for Louhi, the queen of the Northland. The Defense of the Sampo 1895. Kullervo Cursing 1896. Kullervo is a tragic and vengeful character in the Kalevala, known for his intense suffering and curses. Lemminkainen's Mother 1897. This emotional depiction shows Lemminkainen torn apart while trying to kill a swan in the realm of the dead. His mother reassembles him, and a bee revives him. The image, reminiscent of a pieta, blends themes of maternal love, death, and resurrection. The Defense of the Sampo 1896. In the Kalevala, the defense of the Sampo involves a battle for the magical object, which brings wealth. After Louhi, the Queen of the North, steals it, Väinämöinen, Lemminkainen, and Ilmarinen attempt to reclaim it. The Sampo is eventually broken, symbolizing the conflict over wealth and fate. Aino Myth, Triptych 1891. Gallen-Kallella's first large-scale Kalevala painting focuses on the Aino saga, where Aino, who is promised to Väinämöinen, flees and transforms into a water sprite. The painting, with his wife Mary as the model, was shown at the 1892 Paris Salon. It indeed puzzled viewers, as they were more familiar with idealized depictions of Greek mythology rather than the unfamiliar Finnish themes of the Kalevala. Gallen-Kallela envisioned an illustrated Kalevala in 1909, aiming to depict key episodes in Finnish life. Inspired by medieval manuscripts, he began working on designs in 1925, and completed sketches for the first 5 cantos by his death in 1931. Lake, study for the Sur Kalevala, Great Kalevala, 1920. Paradise, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1902. By the river of Tuonela, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1903. Building, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1903. Spring, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1903. The 6 paintings for the Jusélius Mausoleum depict the cycle of life, with spring symbolizing new beginnings. A young woman in black represents the loss of youth and death. Gallen-Kallella's children modeled for the children in the artwork, and the lake setting reflects Saksmäki, where the artist lived. Destruction, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1903. Autumn, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1902. Winter, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1902. Cosmos, study for the Jusélius Mausoleum frescoes, 1902. From 1901 to 1903, Gallen-Kallela created the fresco series for the Jusélius Mausoleum, depicting life's journey to death. The overduers Cosmos and Paradise explore the eternity of the universe and the hope of life after death. Jusélius Revenge, 1897. Jusélius Revenge depicts Jusélius aiming to kill Väinämöinen. Featured in the 1901 to 1902 Secession exhibition, it influenced Klimt's knight in shining armor. Spring, circa 1900. Gallen-Kallella's forest scene, inspired by Japanese prints and Art Nouveau, impressed Viennese audiences at the 1901 to 1902 Secession exhibition. Sunshine on the Snow, 1906. The Broken Pine, circa 1900. Gallen-Kallella's image of a broken pine surrounded by young trees symbolizes life, death, and Finnish resistance to Russian rule. reflecting hopes for a new generation. Clouds above the lake 1904 to 1906. The Lynx is Den 1906. The Lynx is Den 1908. Lake Keedale 1904. This atmospheric view of Lake Keedale captures Finland's midsummer light, with the water's zigzag pattern interpreted as Väinämöinen's wake from the Kalevala. Thunderclouds on the horizon 1897. Lake View 1901. Clouds 1904.